Hello there, this is Software Sensei and welcome back to a part 2 video. This time I'm going to be showing you on how I able to use admins for the CRUD method on create, update, delete and add using modules, and as well as how I be able to create models for migrations in the website development. So stay tuned for this video. I'm on my Visual Studio Code and this is my project file folder that I've created so far, and all of these are divided into folders, extra ones, where one is env. This is an env environment where I run the command to include all of the packages in there. So for example, script, activate, and many more other folders that I use. So this is the env package folder, and this is the main folder where I'll be integrating and developing all my full stack development for Python and HTML, and as well as the templates. This is the templates where I display HTML cross markup languages, and as well as the packages for all of these files there. Here's the models that I have imported from, and all of the classes that I've integrated and developed using all these module classes. So these are the module, and there's the model where I've created to develop the category and the product with all the relevant information there for the database, and as well as order item, cart, and many more information requested. So the main purpose for it is to add a variable for each of the names to generate information, and as well as object-oriented programming to define these modules and how I can develop in classes and instances. Alright, so once I have created all the modules, so all the necessary modules first, I then go to the admin and import all these necessary classes from the from the classes that's been created there. So I import each of these classes and register them to ensure that these classes are now verified and can be used to you edit, delete, and add. So using the CRUD method, I can now, for example, if I go to this details here, I can now update cart, remove cart, and as well ensure that all these databases are now verified and functioning as usual. So firstly, what I did was I created the product, order, and order item first into the database, and I went on the views and imported all of these databases from the modules in the model, and then created all of these necessary classes. So if I click on class, if I go to product underscore list, so there it is. Here's a product underscore list that's been created and managed, and here's the category list view. with all the models and instances being defined. So this is object-oriented programming and used to define all the variables and syntaxes to ensure that these commands are more adequate, and rest of the if statements to define the list product views, the query sets, and many more. I can explain more of these later, but for now, once I have integrated and migrated all these elements, I then run this command to create the migration. So the command is py.manage, py-manage.py make migrations. So this is the migrations that I use to create all of those migrations. So this is from last year, and as well rest of the migrations that's there. For example, the shipping address, the coupon for the e-commerce. Then once I've migrated, I use I use another command to migrate to confirm the database whether if it's all operational and functioning properly in the database. So I use py manage.py migrate. So now this is all the migrations, and it applies to ensure that the database is now clear and modified. And yes, so this is the command that I'm used to create databases and integrate from the payment status. From the models to the migrations in the table. Alright, so once I have integrated the tables from the model element by using these commands in the terminal, I then create the super user, registering the admin. So if I go to the admin.py, as you can see here are all the elements that's been registered, and as well as all the sites that I'm able to add and integrate, which then be redirected from the models.py within it, so that these classes will show as default. Okay, so afterwards I then have to use this command, which is called py manage.py create super user. So you could put Python or py, similar thing, but this is the quicker way. py.manage.py create super user. So then once you create a super user, you then enter like a username or any account. So username, let's call it test underscore yt, email address, password. So you can fill out all of the blanks and details and information to log in into the Django admin. There we go. Now it says super user created successfully. I then go to the click logout and log in from the admin. The URL, I'll use admin as the path. Then it will redirect you to the administration login page. So I had to enter the username and the password. There we go. Now I've logged in through the Django administration, where all the mains are now, including cart items, cart, and categories. All of the objects are now verified and authenticated via the Django administration site in the terminal. Let's add a product item on the list by using the CRUD method. So this time we'll be able to create a product item by clicking on the add icon. It will redirect me to the product page. I can now add and edit and delete one of the items if not necessarily needed. So let's add a test. So it says send test. So we call slug as a category. We'll add the category first to call out the name, send, and then slug. We'll say send sci. Let's save, and the slug will be similar to what it suggests. So call it send sci. Description or image. We're going to choose a product file. So let's find a file which is probably necessary. So I'll click on desktop and find basic e-commerce products, and here are all those products that I've integrated and made. So let's use a UYT icon, and in this description we could call it as a test product item, and the price, let's keep it low standard, so 12p as the price, and stock say 5, so that we'll be able to add and manage the product when purchasing a payment. So click on save, and now the product send test is now added successfully. Also, I can edit the product and find any changes. That's the best thing about Django administration, is where I don't only just add the item, I could only change most of the items so that it can process through and save automatically, so that everything's now modified and saved through the add through in this tab here. It will show you this item right here. So this is send test, and this is the product that I'll be able to add from the admin. With that being said, I'm going to conclude off this video today, where I made changes to the CRUD method. I created the product item and showcased you on how to add the item in that particular admin using the administration, where also I managed to create the super user as for testing purposes. So this time in my next video, I'll be showcasing you how to delete items, as well ensuring that all of the products are now modified correctly, and many more videos to come. So if you're new, please like, subscribe, comment, turn your notification bell so you don't miss a video. This is your boy Soft Sen. I'm out. Peace.